Hey, how's everyone doing today? We're starting up our live tour here. First of all, thank you for joining. This is going to be fun. I'm Brady. I'm an enrollment advisor, and we have.
I'm Logan, also an enrollment advisor here at the college.
So we're going to be taking you on a tour throughout the school. We're going to start off with some of our new buildings, some of the stuff that's currently under construction. You'll see that later on. So we have a lot of exciting things happening on campus today, and you're going to get a chance to check it all out. If you have questions at any point, comments, you want to see specific things, you want me to spend a little bit more time, or Logan a bit more time looking at a certain aspect of a lab, just let us know. In the chat, it's on YouTube, it's super easy to use. We have a live feed of all your questions and comments coming to us, so please let it go, let us know, and we'll be happy to answer everything you might be curious about.
That's perfect. Just a little precursor, guys. There are a few spots around campus where our service may drop off just a little bit. Quality may not be 100%. Just bear with us. You know, it'll usually only drop for maybe a second, a couple seconds. So no, it's not you. It's quite possible it is us. And we appreciate you guys coming along for the ride.
Wicked. All right. Well, I think that's what we need to get going. If there's any questions before we start, I got a long walk ahead of me, which we'll be able to chat throughout the whole thing. And we're going to, like I said, tour some labs. It's going to flip over to Logan. It's going to flip back to me. It's going to be really fun for you. So
see you guys soon.
Yeah. So we'll get started here. All right. So thanks for joining, everyone. Oh, hopefully my camera's still working. Hello, hello. Yep, we're good. So this is one of our first times running through this type of format. It looks like I'm writing a novel, but I'm just trying to flip my camera around. There we go. All right. So this is our first time running through a tour with this type of format. So if there's any glitches or anything like that, just back up. So if it starts to look glitchy, it's not you, it's the access points in the school. So I'm walking down our 200 hallway, which is kind of it's not super accurate, but it's one of the main highways of the school. I call it the 200 hall because a lot of the classrooms that start with the number 200 bridge off of this hallway in one way or another. You'll see at Lambton, that's school. This one that I'm on is right from one end. Can you, how are things working on our IT side? I know you guys can't hear what they're saying, but am I coming through okay? Okay, awesome. So we're walking by our library right now. We're going to check that out in a little bit more in-depth look, but that is the backside of it. It's a little dark. All of our lights here are eco-friendly, so they turn on and off as we walk through the hallways. So if things look dark, they're not always like that. As soon as we enter the room, it should turn on for us. But that's one way that we save on energy, keeping this lovely planet green and in good health. So just walking through, just walking by our administration office. That's where our president's office is, vice president, all that kind of stuff. Not that you would spend much time there as a student, but that's where they're located. Newest buildings, which is our athletics and fitness complex. And it's kind of like going through a time warp when you go through that hallway there. We go from the second oldest college in Canada or Ontario to the one of the newest additions, and eventually everything's going to look like this. So we've started at the bookends of the school. We've reconstructed. We're a completely different place than you've ever seen before, and then eventually we're going to get to that center part, and eventually everything's going to kind of have this lovely new look to it. So this is our fitness center entrance and the entrance to our gymnasium and our athletics desk. So if you ever wanted to hop into the gym for some friends, you can stop off at that desk there and let them know that that's where you're going. We have some recruits in today. We have some of our basketball team there in the gym. We'll check that out a little later on. Hey, here's our lovely team. So that's one of our new classrooms. So we'll get a chance to see all that stuff. Right now, we're just traveling to our first destinations. And I know I mentioned it already. I'm going to mention it a bunch. Logan will too. But any questions, just let us know. All right, so this was our D building, and now we're walking in building, which is our Nova Health Center. This is once again one of the newer additions. Both the D and the E building were constructed around the same time, which is about 1.5 years ago. They opened up for students, so they're brand new. And first stop here is our massage clinic. I just have to get my key card, and I have to do it twice. There we go. All right, so this is for massage therapy, and it's called the clinic at Lambton. So fun fact, we have an amazing massage therapy program. It's 2 years long. It's fast track, so you graduate with an advanced diploma. We're pre-accredited with the, I can't remember the council's name exactly, the CMCTA, I think it is. Anyways, the Council for Massage Therapists in Canada. They have pre-accredited our program. We're just waiting a site visit. So that means that our program is of the highest standard that they have to offer, and they're the one who certify our registered massage therapist students to become RMTs, registered massage therapists. And this is where you're going to practice. What does it look like? It looks like a clinic, and that's exactly what it's set up to be. So we even have like a desk here, front desk. This is their little waiting room. And this is set up so students and people from the public can come in and book an appointment, get a massage on campus. So it's not only an amazing opportunity for our massage therapy students to get practice on real people, but it's also an amazing opportunity for our students to get an hour-long massage for 10 bucks. Can't beat that anywhere. And they do a fantastic job. We also have free clinics. So there's like a pregnancy clinic and a infant clinic. So our students get to practice on more niche parts of our population, and they get to book their appointment right inside this lab space and have their appointment in a real massage clinic. See lots of beds too. So we have a lot of stops to make today. So we're not gonna, hey, how are you? Awesome, pretty good. Good, so we have Melissa here. She's our coordinator of our occupational therapy assistant, physiotherapy assistant program.
Yeah, nice to meet all of you.
It's a different format, eh?
Yes, it is, but it's working.
Yeah. Awesome. So this is our occupational therapy assistant, physiotherapy assistant lab. I'll let Melissa go into some detail. I'm just going to show a little bit of the lab space before we go on a further tour. But do you want to give us like a 2-3 minute rundown of what OPTA is?
So occupational therapy, physiotherapy assistants work in a variety of settings under the supervision of OTs and PTs. It's really, the role has significantly expanded. For example, when I first moved back to the city about 15 years ago, you know, there was only a handful of therapists, OT, PT assistants at the hospital. So now it's pretty close to one-to-one therapist assistants. Even within the community and pediatric population, you're really seeing more assistants working there as well. So they're going into schools now and providing a lot of the intervention. So it's really exciting. It's a wonderful job. I know I still love what I do after so much time. So, you know, I think it's been a very well-received program, and the students are really loving it.
Awesome.
Yeah, but please feel free to connect with me during the sessions today, or I can be reached at melissa.fogarty@lambtoncollege.ca anytime.
Cool. We can post that up too. I know this is a pretty unique lab space. Do you want to talk about maybe some of the things that we might see as we walk through here?
Sure. So the students, this is our parallel bars here. The students will often, they will come into lab. We have a lot of lab time. So you can see the tables here, or treatment tables. They go up and down. A lot of adjustments can be done that way. We have a lot of treatment activities within here. This is more of our OT assistant stuff. So we have a lot of different things in the cupboards here. We do a lot of modalities in the physio part. So they work with ultrasound, IFC, etc. This is our other cupboard. So we have a lot of our wheelchairs and walkers and crutches in here, and some more activities as well. So, you know, the students really get a great experience with a lot of equipment that's already available. I know I didn't have any of this when I was in school, so it's pretty wonderful.
Awesome.
We also use the nursing lab and the PT, the PSW simulation apartments as well.
Cool.
Yeah, it's pretty great.
Awesome. And I know if I remember correctly, and correct me if I'm wrong, but we teamed up with members of Blue Water Health to kind of do the design, and I think some of the equipment crosses over. Am I correct?
And then we have a couple of PT assistants that, OT PT assistants that work in the hospital as well, that come and tech in our lab. So
awesome.
Great.
Cool.
Perfect.
Well, thank you so
Have
much.
fun, everybody.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks again. That was amazing. Cool. So that's yeah. It's been a good day for that, but that was awesome. Thank you so much. Awesome. Cool. So we're going to move on here. That was our OPTA lab. So occupational therapist assistant, physiotherapist assistant lab. Walking by some classrooms. We're going to head upstairs. If I sound winded, it's because I am. Well, this is awesome. So if anybody in here is looking at OPTA, it's an immensely popular program. Same with massage therapy. They're both amazing opportunities for you to get into those highly respected fields. And we have some pretty cool lab spaces, as you can tell, that support that. All right, so we're just coming up to the second floor of our E building. Yeah, I understand we have a question coming through. What's up? Great question. So I understand, I think we have some people perhaps who are applying under student visas, going to international programs, perhaps at Toronto or Mississauga. There will not be a tour of those facilities today. If you are looking at international programs in Sarnia, that's great. These are the same facilities. These are the same buildings you're going to be walking through. Unfortunately, I'm in Sarnia, I'm not in Toronto, so we won't be able to walk through those campuses today. Cool, so we're gonna go to our pharmacy technician lab. Oh, I always have to do this twice. There we go. Great, and I believe we have someone waiting for us here. Cool, just gonna do a quick browse through. Hello. So I'm gonna explain this lab space, but I just wanna make sure I'm not the only one here. Awesome, okay, so it looks like it's just me, which is cool. So pharmacy technician 2-year diploma program. This is one of our biggest lab spaces inside of our new Nova Chemicals Health and Research Center. And if I walk by this part here, what does that look like? It's a retail pharmacy. When we think of pharmacists, this is the type of practice we think about. Retail, you know, we're thinking Rexall, Shoppers Drug Mart, Walmart. They all have pharmacies inside of them. They all operate in a very specific way, in a very important way. And we have that exact same setup here. Our students practice on live medicines. So they get experience in both the organization, working with live medicines, all that kind of good stuff in the retail side, but that's not where it ends. We also have our compounding room. And this is where our students, and this is a really unique aspect about the program, this is where our students learn how to make medicines. So let's say you're in a scenario and you have a young person and they can't swallow a pill. The pill's too big, they need that medicine, it's important. Well, you might learn how to turn that into a lozenge or into a drink or something, so that person could be able to take that medicine without having to swallow a pill that they simply can't. So you get to learn how to compound medicines inside this program. We're going to go through here. So that was the retail side, and this is where some of the equipment gets really cool. This is our hospital pharmacy. So you're going to see how all these programs work together as we walk through here. But this is our hospital pharmacy side, lots of computers for charting and organizing and all that kind of good stuff. This is the same equipment that you're going to find in a hospital. So over here, we have our medicine sorting machine. So this is how hospitals sort different types of medicines to distribute to patients. So they might get a call that, you know, patient needs X medicine real quick. They're going to come to this machine, they're going to prepare that, and then it's going to get divvied up to the patients as needed. That's like, I think they're like $60,000, but you get to practice on the real thing. This is our medicine cart array. So we'll talk about how all those kind of work together in a second here, but keep that in mind, the medicine carts, because that's an important piece of the story we're going to tell in a little bit. And then through here, we have our ante-room and clean room. So this is where you don the gowns, you don the masks or the gloves. When you think about those hospital shows and there's people in, you know, full body gowns and masks up to their elbows, or I mean, gloves up to their elbows and masks on, we're talking about making sure you're clean and sanitary. And that's so you can then come into the clean room and prepare IV medicines. So these are the same type of hoods that people use to prepare IV medicines to deliver in a hospital setting. So you do get IV preparation as well. And the ante room, like I was saying, that's where you put on all that protective equipment. So that was our pharmacy technician space. So now we're coming out into our kind of central hub of our health building here. And we're gonna go check out our simulation hospital. And I think we have a faculty member waiting for us. Hey, pretty good, how about you? Good, this is Lori Sharon. She's a faculty coordinator of our practical nursing program.
Yes, so how's everyone today? I hope everyone's doing well and has enjoyed the virtual open house so far. So this is our nursing lab. It's used by PSW, BSCN, and practical nurse, as well as sometimes we have developmental service worker program. They would use this lab as well. So it's divided into 3 labs inside the big lab. So we'll just do a tour. So sorry, I've just been running around. I'm a little out of breath.
So am I.
The beds are set up just like most of our community partners. Our placements are at Blue Water Health. So we have the beds that are similar to the students we'll be seeing. So we've done it thoughtfully so that they can be comfortable with the environment in here, and it'll transpose into the environment that they're going into their clinical practice. So we have mannequins that are just considered task trainers. So when you're learning to do an injection, you can do an injection on the mannequin. When you're learning to put a catheter in, you can put the catheter in on the mannequin. We do have some that do a little bit more functionality besides that. So I've got one set up over here. So sometimes we use these for, if you're learning to do a blood pressure, let's say, the student can actually put the blood pressure cuff on here, and as the faculty, we can put the reading that they should be getting so they can perfect their skills, so they know exactly what they should be getting. They deliver a pulse so the students can practice taking pulse. They can, this one, the lungs don't inflate and deflate, but they can hear the respirations. I've got it kind of set up. I don't know if you can hear it.
My microphone's on my ear, so can you hear the breathing? It's not me.
And then you can actually do that. It actually works in real time.
Oh, cool.
So I'm just going to show you that piece. So sometimes this is wireless, so we could be around the corner. And if you ask me a question, I could say, "Good morning.
Good morning.
How is everyone today?" And so if you asked about pain, I could say, "Oh, I don't have any pain." So it's stuff that we could do real-time stimulation, and so that we can do that. We have the opportunity to do simulations, which are really simulated clinical experiences. So if you're learning a skill or something, you can practice it in the setting. And if you make kind of a lapse in judgment, you're doing it in a safe environment. So I'll kind of show you around the lab. So this is our lab technician back there. I'm going to put Rachel on the spot. We're doing our lab technician. So she helps us get everything set up for the labs. And you can see we have a big board to know who's using the labs on certain days, so we can keep ourselves organized as well. There's a class going on back here, so we'll just be a little bit quiet.
Yeah.
So this is the second day, just like the first day. So we have 3 with 12 beds each, which gives us a lot of opportunity for all the disciplines to be able to use the space appropriately.
Cool. And if I'm getting close to you, it's just for the microphone. Yeah.
So this is an operative class, I think, going on perioperative on how to gown and get ready for surgical. So we do use these spaces for other disciplines in the community as well, so that they can take advantage of what we have to offer as well. So this is like an ICU. So it's set up with the mannequins, just similar to those other mannequins. They can do the talking, they can do the pulses, they can do those things. So we can practice those skills. We have 2 ICU rooms set up here. So this is the rooms that we mainly do our simulated clinical experiences. This mannequin is a little bit more higher fidelity than the one. She does blink. I don't know if you can see her blink, and she does the same thing. So you keep her close to there.
Sure.
Good morning, everyone. How are you today?
That's awesome.
So, what happens in this is generally sometimes the students, when they're in clinical, they're always looking for the clinical instructor to kind of guide them with the answers when they have the answers. So they just gives them the opportunity to really develop a little bit of autonomy and independence. The instructor will be back there watching everything unfold, and they will be the voice of the patient if there's any subjective data, meaning they ask me something, then I have to give an answer as well. This lady, her chest does rise and fall. But you see it there?
Yeah.
She gets lung sounds, so you can listen to her heart sounds. You can get blood pressures, pulses in her wrists, pulses in her feet. So whatever we need to do, we could really simulate a very real virtual experience in a safe environment.
Cool.
And that's really it in a nutshell. And then this room is microphone. So if I need to say something to the students in here, I can just talk through the microphones. Can video record it. I know that sounds scary for students, but it really is a great learning opportunity to see how the scenario unfolded and see what you've done well and what maybe just needs a little bit of tweaking.
That's awesome.
Right.
Wow, thanks for showing us around.
All right.
Well, that was amazing.
Perfect. Have a good day and enjoy the open house, everyone.
Yeah, thanks, Larry. See ya. Yeah, I understand there's a question. What's up? Yes. Okay. So I understand someone's asking a question about touring the fire facility. Not today, but we are having a session coming up real soon where we're going to do an entire day just dedicated to our fire school, as well as an entire day dedicated to construction trade programs, pre-apprenticeship programs, technology, an entire day for business and health. So stay tuned. I don't have a date for that yet, but you will definitely 100% get a chance to see our fire facility. It's Canada's largest live fire training facility. Now, that being said, if you're looking at fire, you are going to spend time on this campus too. So that's something to point out there. So I just walked by. I don't know if you noticed some of our studying pods. These are open to students. Now, they are being used currently by some faculty during the pandemic, so we space our offices out. But like this one is set up for studying. You can hop in there anytime you want. You got your own private office on campus, so long as it's open for you to study, watch videos, whatever it is you need to do. You can hop in those rooms whenever you like. This is our CDAS lab, so Communicative Disorders Assistant Program. We're bringing that back. It's our audiology lab. And you can see in there listening tanks or hearing tanks. Now, I'm definitely not versed in this field, but I understand that those are where we can do proper testing on people's hearing. They are a little strange looking, but I can guarantee if you hop in there, you're going to see what they're all about. It's a very, very quiet place where we can do testing on people's hearing in a proper manner. So we're coming out on the very north side of the building here. That's our Progressive Auto Sales Arena. It's not owned by the school, but it's on our property. That's where the Sarnia Sting play. There's also House League for hockey that's out of there too. So it's an OHL arena. If you want to go see the Sarnia Sting play and you're staying on campus, take the 3-minute walk. Go check out a Sting game on the weekend. We get special deals on tickets all the time, so why not take advantage of that? We have an awesome OHL arena on our campus. We also use that in Paramedic for a mass casualty simulation. And we'll get to talk about that when I get to the lab here. So we're going to check out our apartments. Now, these are apartments for learning, not for living. You can tell because there's windows everywhere, because we'd like to know if somebody is living in here. Oh my gosh, that scared the, oh. There's a person in a wheelchair in there. That's very scary. So I almost fell down. So you're going to see this is used by a few different programs. And right now it looks like it's been used by probably police foundations, because they're setting up some kind of scene. You can tell there's stuff strewn everywhere. It's not always like this, but we use this in different programs for simulations like police foundations, paramedic, personal support worker, so they can come in and see what it's going to be like as a police officer to walk into a crime scene. What's the story being told here? We have a baby on the couch. We have stuff thrown all over the floor. We have an old pudding cup. This is all put here on purpose because our students need to come in and identify what has happened for their investigative practice. Personal support workers will also use this space to practice in-home care. So you can see here, this is the person that scared me. Not real. This is a extremely creepy person. But this is a bathroom. But it has the assisted living devices that personal support workers are going to need to learn to work with in order to assist their future patients and clients. This is a bedroom, a simulation bedroom, of course. You wouldn't want to sleep here. There's windows everywhere. But it still has that assisted living equipment, so our students can learn how to take care of patients in their home. So it's used by all sorts of programs. Paramedic students will come in here and run rescue missions. So perhaps a patient has collapsed in this bathroom here. You know, our personal support worker finds that patient. They put the call into the paramedics. Paramedics come in, they rescue that patient, and then they deliver them to the nurses in our simulation hospital. Our nurses take that patient into care. The nurses then put the call into our pharmacy technician students, and then that medicine is then delivered to the patient that was just brought to them by paramedic. We're one big happy health family here, and that's the purpose of this building, is so all of our health programs can work together in a seamless fashion. This is the moderation room. This is where the teacher might sit to watch you do your practical, your examinations. Another bathroom, bedroom, and a kitchen. This time not set up like a crime scene. Cool, so those are the apartments. So we're gonna keep flying here. And like I said, personal support worker. Oh, okay. Sounds good. You guys don't know what I'm saying sounds good to, but it sounds good. Cool, so I'm gonna enter the paramedic lab here. Hello. Hey. Yeah, I just went through the lab there. We talked about it real quick. It's up to you. I don't know. Am I interrupting right now? No. Okay, cool. Yeah, so we toured the lab. If maybe you want to give just a quick rundown of pharmacy technician. Or,
Yeah, okay, but we shouldn't do it in the paramedic lab. Okay, so.
Sounds good.
do what you want.
We'll come back.
So, yeah, no, you go ahead if you want to go
No,
do
he's
it.
here, so do this first.
Oh, I've got a
Sure.
bunch of paramedics too. Are you like doing it now or no?
Yeah, we're live. We're on YouTube, so we got people tuned in right now.
They can definitely give you a little spiel too.
Cool,
And I
yeah.
can as well if you like.
Yeah, whatever you prefer. I know our paramedic our program is pretty sought after, so
Yeah.
whatever information we have to share, the more the better.
Okay, so I'll just say a really quick word.
Mhm.
And so definitely it's a competitive program. There are 60 students at each intake in the fall. It is a 2-year program currently, but in 2022 it's scheduled to go to a 3-year advanced diploma. So that change is happening. So with the 2-year program, in terms of admission requirements, it's all marks. We don't look at anything else. So we look at chemistry, math, English, and biology. Doesn't matter if it's high school or college or university level. The highest mark is what we look at, nothing else. So that's definitely the important point about the intake. As far as the program goes, it's an exciting program. It's very interactive. It's highly competitive academically. There's a lot of, you have to spend some time studying, there's no doubt. It's not something that you can just kind of breeze your way through. But the nice part about it is most of the people that are applying to this program are kind of hands-on learners. So you take immediately what you're learning in the classroom to the lab, and then subsequently clinical. And then the really exciting thing that happens in 4th semester is you're all running in the ambulance. So you're out with paramedics doing that.
Oh,
so
cool.
That's an important aspect. So I have some paramedic students here. I'm going to let them jump in and chat.
Wicked.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Yeah, I'll leave you with that.
Sure. So just so you guys know, we're live on YouTube right now. So where would you like me to go? Zach? All right. Okay, you're in there. Perfect. What's up?
So we're going to be going through some of the equipment that we have in the paramedic lab. So some of our dummies and some of our drug administration equipment. So first of all,
It's just the mic if I'm getting close to you.
Sure thing. So the patient's airway and breathing is one of the 3 major things that we always look for in any patient assessment, either here in lab or when we're out on placement. So some of the equipment that we have to practice here, you can see on the table, starting with our dummy. So the cool thing about these dummies is their airway, starting their mouth and their nose, it actually leads to a pair of fake lungs underneath the dummy. So when we actually are able to ventilate and put air into them, we can actually see the dummies breathing. So starting over here, we have one of our, it's called a bag valve mask, something that paramedics use and we're able to use here in the lab as well. It's able to fit just over top of the dummy. Might be a little hard to see in the camera, but it causes the chest to rise, so we can make sure that we're going in properly.
Sweet.
Other equipment we got, we have some of our airways, which fit into the mouth of the patient. They fit into the dummy the same way. So at the top, turns in like a key. Other kinds, like the nasal airway, it'll fit right up the nose.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, your discretion is advised.
Yeah.
All right. So that's obviously what we want to go to first. Sometimes it doesn't work too well, especially on patients experiencing anaphylaxis or really, really bad allergic reaction. So that's when we start going over here to some of our drugs. Most of these are inactive. It's just filled with saline or water, but it still allows us to practice. So this one being the most common is what's called epinephrine, just like in an EpiPen. So we're actually going to do a really quick demonstration with this, with Aaron here being our patient. So what we always do is we're going to get our syringe. Where does the syringe go? Oh, you're sitting right in front of me. Awesome. So we're going to start with the syringe, what's called our blunt tip needle. Does not actually go into the patient, it's just for dry afterwards. So we're going to take that out, put that in place, and set that aside for just a second. Take our alcohol swab. While Aaron's getting geared up there, that's one of our injection pads. So
Cool.
It looks like your skin. It's got a nice hard plastic piece there, so I don't accidentally poke all the way through it in. So what we're going to do, we're going to take an alcohol swab, just like the one you get at a restaurant. We're going to clear off our injection site. Make sure there's no bacteria, no dirt, nothing there. But we're actually going to save this because we're going to be using it for something else. So our ampule here, full of the medication, is actually made of glass. So to open it up, We're going to be using this just in case it shatters. You don't want anyone getting hurt. Breaking glass. Doesn't want to break. There we go. Now we've got a live sharp piece of glass out, so we want to make sure that everybody around is perfectly aware of it. We're going to be doing it again. Sharp it out. I'll hold that for me, Aaron. Needle pops out, and this one's very, very blunt, very, very big. You don't want that going into your skin. That's going to hurt a lot. So we're just using that to drop our medication. We're going to put that away. See here, we've got an air bubble that we want to get rid of too. That's why they always like to flick it in the movies. And then you put the cap back on the needle goes away. Now, what do I do with the sharpie? Sharpie there? No, the actual safety needles. I have to grab one for me. See one there. Perfect. Right. So just like the first one, that's going to pop right on top. Sharp end. Right. Just small needle. So normally we'd be going up right onto the patient's shoulder, a nice big piece, but it's really just in any muscle. But just because we got the dummy here, we're going to be holding it there. Talk about the arm here, not the dummy. So we've already cleared off our spot, so now we can go straight in like that. 1, 2, 3.
Oh my gosh.
And inject all the medication. Safety needle covers in like that. So we can flip this up, get rid of that, and we're all done.
Awesome. That made my knee shake, even though I know it was still plastics. That's good. Cool. Awesome. That was awesome, guys. Thank you. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Hey. Yeah. Yeah, we're good.
Oh, okay. So I'm Kate. I'm one of the second-year paramedic students. So with the stretcher, you have lots of different bags that you carry with you. So this bag that we have here is the trauma bag. This is what holds all of our C-collars, all of our gauze and our bandages. This is a tourniquet, and then this is an Ashman seal chest. Whatever. Anyway, I lost my words, but and then it has some tape and everything. So the C-collar is really important because it protects your C-spine. So that's your neck. A nice little rhyme to remember is C3, C4, C5. Keep them alive. So I can show you how to put a C-collar on right now. So this is our patient, Georgia, who's also a second-year medic student. So I'm just going to take the C-collar, and we've already pre-measured it for her neck length. So I'll just press it against her chin, and I'll just, actually before that, I'll just slide it underneath her head. It's obviously, you want to make sure that the hair is a little bit out of the way, but it can be difficult sometimes. So you just press it against their chin, and there's Velcro, and you can make that nice and tight. So that just secures their neck to prevent any further injury if you're concerned about a spinal injury. And Carly and Dylan are going to show you guys how a scoop stretcher works. So that's just another mechanism of transporting the patient if they're unable to walk to the stretcher. It comes apart in 2 pieces. Sometimes they get stuck, but you just kind of have to work with what you got. And then you put it on either side of the patient, and it is adjustable depending on the height of the patient. So we're just adjusting it for Georgia's height. And then you're just going to gently place it on either side of the patient once it's sized appropriately. And then you just click it together. And hence the name scoop stretcher. You literally scoop the patient up. And they're just going to strap her in for safety.
green. Ready? Transport. All right, we're gonna bring up on 3, okay? On 3. 1, 2, 3.
So it's always helpful when you are raising or lowering the structure if you have spotters with you. You always accept any extra hands around. Perfect. Well, I'll get in there with her.
Cool.
Good.
Awesome. That was amazing.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Very much.
Oh, neat.
There we go.
I've never seen those on before. That's cool. Wicked.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you guys so much. That was amazing. Cool. Wicked. All right. We're motoring. Yeah. That's, we'll keep moving here. So that was Paramedic. Amazing demonstration by our students. We have the coordinator, Ray Pettigrew, was saying, we have an amazing academic program. One thing he didn't mention is we are CMA certified, so that's Canadian Medical Association. So if there's any future paramedic students in the room here, congrats, you're looking at an amazing school for this. We're one of very few in the colleges that have, or the college network that have achieved CMA certification, and that allows our graduates to work anywhere in Canada when they graduate, and also allows you to stand out when you're applying to jobs. Just going back to farm tech, so I understand. Oh, here. Hello.
Hi, how are you?
Good.
Good. Thank you for coming back.
Yeah.
Okay, so this room that we're in right now, do you want to know about the rooms or do you know?
We did a quick run through of the rooms, the retail and hospital and the Annie and the clean and the compounding.
Okay.
Perhaps we're running a little short on time, so if you want to give us the Coles notes, that'd be great.
So it's a 2-year program, the pharmacy technician program. It's accredited, so that means at the end of it, you would write your licensing exam, so you can become a regulated healthcare professional. Yeah, first year, you are basically learning community pharmacy. Second year, we focus on hospital, and that's it. There's a 2-month placement that you go out on. We arrange it for you. Part of that's in hospital and part is in community pharmacy.
Amazing.
And right now it's in great need, right? We need pharmacy people.
Fantastic.
All right.
Awesome. Well, thank you. This is Connie Beck. She's the coordinator. For anybody, I know we were looking at it earlier. If anybody wants to connect with Connie, we'll supply your email address and we'll get them in touch with you direct if that's okay.
Awesome. Thank
Cool.
you.
Thanks, Connie.
Okay, bye.
See ya. Cool, cool. All right. Just wanted to give you guys an intro to, yeah, okay, I understand we have a question. What can we answer? So residents, we aren't, so at the moment, we won't be including that in today's tour, but we will be having a future event where you can check it out. And we also have room layouts on our website. If you go to lambtoncollege.ca/residents, it's going to take a look at our gymnasium there. So to answer the question, we won't be seeing that today, but you will get a chance to see it in the future. And in the meantime, you can check out the room layouts and our residents information page. So that's our new gymnasium. Fun fact, that is the largest gymnasium in the entire college network. We have a bigger gym than every single college in the province. And it's open to students for regular rate. Sorry? Oh, yes. More seats than any other college in the entire province as well. That's my moderators are making sure that I mention the amount of seats that we have, and I can guarantee we have more than everybody in the entire province. But it's open to you. If you just want to throw the ball around in between classes, hop in there during recreation hours. If you want to see our amazing basketball team play, you can do that too. Come to one of our basketball games. It's like a miniature NBA game. It's really fun. There's a broadcast booth there that we can broadcast to. There's a Jumbotron. You should see it in full regalia. It's pretty wicked to see in action. All right, now I'm hoping I can get in this way. If not, we got to run downstairs. Yes, they opened it. All right. Cool, so this is our fitness center. This is open for all of our students. Included in your student fees. Normally there's not tape. This is for the pandemic currently, but we're talking September 2021 when hopefully we're back to something a little bit more normal than what we're currently experiencing. We have cardio that overlooks the gym. Yep, we have cardio that overlooks the gym. We have circuit training, so our teams can do circuits and practice there. We have weight-specific machinery here. We have more cardio over there. And then we have our weight room and strength training area right over here. So it's a massive facility. This is the nicest gym in Sarnia. You're a student here. If you're paying for a subscription to a gym anywhere else, you're wasting your money because you have access to the nicest gym in the entire city right here on campus as all part of your student fees. This is the broadcast booth. Each one of these treadmills are about $14,000. If you go to Good Life, each treadmill is about like $8,000 or $9,000. So we have some of the nicest equipment possible. They're treaded treadmills, so they're banded treadmills, so they're very comfortable to run on. Logan is a big fan of Good Life, so he's getting mad at me right now that I just said that. Just kidding, he's not. And then this is our personal training studio. So you can see it's set up for a spin class. We do hold live classes in here, but over here, you'll see a TV and a big giant sound system and a computer in the wall. You can choose a virtual workout whenever you like. You want to do TRX bands? Great, choose a TRX workout on the computer, pull it up on the TV. You just hired a virtual trainer for the next half an hour, 45 minutes, whatever duration you choose. We also hold live classes in here with actual instructors, but there's always a virtual trainer available to access whenever you like. Lockers you can rent out. The change rooms are downstairs. We're not going to see those, but we do have change rooms as well, both men and women's. Here's the stair machine, and you'll see some equipment in here, like the rope machine that's part of our circuit training. I can't exactly, I must have moved it, but we have specific equipment for certain like firefighter training, so pre-service firefighter education and training, fire science technology, police foundations, protection, security, investigation. These all require specific machinery, and we have that to support those programs as well. So, yeah, and make sure if you guys have any questions, we're going to kick it over to Logan here in just a second. But if you have any questions, please, we're an open book. I want to talk about the school. Give me stuff to talk about. So please ask questions. I'm more than happy to answer them. So is Logan. See there, it's dark, but there's a second gymnasium. And just coming up on our fitness center here. This is our secondary fitness center that we use for program-specific training. So once again, police foundations, pre-service firefighter education and training, protection, security, investigation, border services. They have a fitness component, and we have a whole gymnasium dedicated to just those programs. But this would be a great time to catch up with Logan.
Guys, hopefully you can see me now. So just a couple things I want to cover just before I get started, kind of showing you some of the areas that I'd like to showcase. So keep those questions coming. We are looking at them. We are answering them as soon as possible. And I also wanted to mention, guys, again, that we are just doing a campus tour of our main south building in Sarnia. So that would exclude any of our international campuses in Toronto, Mississauga area. We won't be looking at the fire school today, but probably will be in the future. And we won't be doing any of the other buildings around campus, for example, the Skilled Trades Training Center. But if you guys have questions about those programs, there's a million ways to get a hold of us. So please do in one of the many channels that are available to you. But before you know, we move along with the tour here, I do want to stop at one of the places on campus that's very near and dear to my heart. I'm just going to turn my camera around here, so bear with me. Hopefully I can pull this off successfully. And that area on campus is our Enactus display. Okay, so located right outside of our Enactus office. Now, a lot of people might not be familiar with what Enactus is. It stands for Entrepreneurs in Action for Us. So essentially, guys, this is a club or a group at our school. Any students welcome to join. And what their goal is they do social justice work within the community, spreading all the way from Sarnia, Ontario to rural Zambia in Africa. And all of these projects go a long way to obviously making the world a better place. But the really cool, interesting part about it is once we've basically done all of our work for the year, we're going to go to a national showcase, and at that national showcase, we compete against all the other colleges and universities across Canada. Our team's obviously fared pretty well, if you can see some of the trophies in here. So we actually ended up winning at nationals twice and moving on to the international or the world championships, which is where these two big trophies come into play. So as you can see on the left here, second place trophy we received in San Jose when we were competing against schools from all over the world. And then our prize possession, the world championship trophy that we pulled in about 2 years ago. So if you guys want to get involved, if you like helping people, obviously a great way to do so. If you are in a business program, you know, even better, you're going to get tons of skill or tons of experience presenting. And, you know, just being involved on campus, which is something I always recommend to everyone. That's really what made my experience as a Lambton College student extra special. All right, but moving along, I'm just going to go over a couple other housekeeping items, guys. So hopefully everything's going nice and smooth. And I did want to mention, Brady, you did an amazing job there. I do wish there was a little bit of rich aerobics class, but you know, you can't have it all. Guys, so we're kind of coming up close to 2 p.m., which obviously is our advertised time that our open house ends. But please bear with us. We will be getting through the full tour. You know, I'm not just going to start sprinting full speed just to get through it all. We want to give you all the information we possibly can. And with that being said, it takes us and actually 2 of the newest labs we have on campus here. So if you take a look, on the left side here is our chemistry lab. On the right side, our organic chemistry lab. And I'll pop in here and just show you guys exactly what it looks like. I believe we have some eco-friendly lights here. And so as you guys can see, very, very beautiful state-of-the-art lab. So just to give you guys some background, this is predominantly used by our chemical production and power engineering technology students for obviously quite a variety of their courses, but one of the main ones I would say is their general chemistry course. Now that's one of the first courses these students will take when they're on campus. So they're going to be looking at a bunch of different things, you know, studying periodic table, looking at chemical bonding, gas laws, all that stuff that is obviously pretty important. And then they actually take what they're learning in the classroom, kind of the theory side of things, and they apply that in this lab here. So even though it is, you know, a global pandemic, we are doing our best to allow our students to come on campus and actually still get that hands-on lab experience. Obviously from a socially distant perspective. But yeah, that just gives you guys an overview of one of our newest labs on campus. If you have any questions, again, for you, or get in touch with one of our enrollment advisors. So it sounds like I was lost. Hopefully we're reconnected now as I go into the cafeteria. But essentially, guys, I was just mentioning that if you do have questions about, you know, anything COVID-19 related, we're more than happy to answer those for you if it's related to, you know, what programs are being offered in person still, as far as their lab components concerned. Because there are quite a few. Obviously, we know the hands-on learning is a huge reason people choose Lambton College. And so we are trying our best to make sure that you guys are able to still get that hands-on learning, even though obviously we are struggling through a pandemic here. So next up, I'm going to talk to you guys about a really cool spot, probably one of the more fun spaces on campus, and that's our Student Administrative Council Lounge. And we'll just pop through these doors here. So, and we're locked out for now. So I can just talk about it here briefly, guys. So our Student Administrative Council is in charge of a lot of the activities related to student life on campus. I know when I was a student at Lambton College, I was involved in a student representative position. But to give you an idea, so throughout the year, a bunch of different events
Oh, okay. All right, guys. So sorry if I'm cutting out there. Must be a little bit of a dead spot on campus. But other than that, but I'm just walking so from our student administrative council, obviously down to the lower cafeteria. So we were just kind of in the upper cafeteria. Great place to hang out with friends. You know, obviously grab your lunch when it's not COVID-19 obviously around us. And to our right, normally if it wasn't a Saturday, we would have our marketplace open. Now that's obviously available for students that live in residence. It's a great place for them to use their meal plan cards, but it's also a great space for any of our students who are hungry in between classes. If you want to grab something for lunch, there's pizza in there. A spot called Grill & Co., one of my favorites. They have excellent breakfast sandwiches and great burgers, fries, if you're looking to indulge a little bit. We also have a fast track Tim Hortons line. So if you do notice that the line in the upper cafeteria gets a little bit busy, you're more than welcome to come down here, serve yourself, and get in and out relatively quickly, especially if you're trying to get to a morning class kind of last minute. You know, those 8:30 classes aren't necessarily always good to people. So moving along, guys. Hopefully we are in the lower part of the college, so hopefully I don't drop too much here. But one thing I want to touch on is you're probably going to see quite a few lockers on the right and left side of the hallways I'm about to show you. Our student administrative council does rent those out. So those are $20 per semester or $40 for the full year. And if you have a lot of books, especially in the winter, you don't want to lug them from, you know, the main campus building to residence, or if you just want a light bag go into your car, these come in handy. You know, you don't always need to bring all of your supplies home, so it just makes life a little bit easier. So keep that in mind. That is usually well advertised at the start of the semester to let you guys know. And then we get to another hot spot on campus. So this is our campus shop. And guys, this is an awesome spot on campus for if you want to get some Lambton College merchandise. You know, you'll probably see a lot of people rocking the Lambton College hoodies. We just got a brand new logo and brand new branding in the last year or two. So you'll probably see a lot of that. We have great varsity branding as well. So if you're looking to get a Lambton Lions t-shirt or sweater, that's available down here. But other than that, all of the textbooks you guys might need would also be available through our campus shop. So I apologize that the lights are turned off right now, so you can't necessarily get a full view of it. But any textbooks you would need, I promise you will be able to find them here. If you need pens, pencils, binders, calculators, you know, you're more than welcome to grab that as well. If you want a stuffed moose for a little Christmas gift for a little brother or sister, maybe a parent that likes those types of things, then you're more than welcome to purchase that here. That just goes to show, guys, there's not just Lambton College items here. There's plenty of stuff for it to be a one-stop shop for anything you need. So moving along, again, I'm going to go toward one of the newer wings, but I'm still in the lower level of the college. And this wing was previously for our skilled trades programs, such as just to make it a little more accessible for one, just to add some new lab spaces as well. So this is one of the new ones here. I apologize, it probably looks a little bit unfinished, but it goes to show again though, that although you know, we have 2-3 brand new buildings in the past couple of years, we're also updating the older part of our college to keep up with everything else. So we haven't forgot about it. And we're going to turn down this hallway here. Now, this is going to be where you'll find some of our skilled trades programs. For apprentice, quite a few apprenticeships. If you're interested, there is a list online to see what those are. So I'm going to pop in the left here. And this is going to be predominantly used by our millwright students. So this is our machine shop. And this is an excellent spot on campus for hands-on learning. So our students in the millwright program, I'll see if I can get all the way back here, spend the majority, I would say, majority of their time here. Okay, I will try a connection, guys. But just so you can see some of the equipment that our students are working with every single day, we're constantly putting money into these programs and into these facilities just to make sure they're actually keeping up with industry. We want to make sure that our students, what they're working on, they're actually going to be, you know, the same things they're working on when they go into the workplace. So that's why we like to call it work integrated learning. A lot of the students will find placement opportunities, co-op opportunities. And so essentially we want them to be trained as much as possible on the stuff they'll be seeing out in the working world ahead of time. So, you know, when we're sending our students to a machine shop out in public, that they're not, you know, a couple steps behind. So that's just one of the millwright labs that I wanted to show you. And I'm going to pop up here on the right. All right, just make sure this is unlocked. Oh, it looks like we're potentially locked out of that one, but we did get a look at one of the millwright labs. This is the second one here, so this is going to be an important spot for those in the millwright program. Usually when I talk about millwright, for those that maybe don't know exactly what it is, they're essentially the mechanics of industry. So they're the ones that if a machine breaks down and everyone is panicking, that those mechanics, millwrights, are the ones that are coming in to save the day. Sorry guys, I was just trying to get in the welding shop there. Looks like that one's locked up for the time being, but I can highlight just a few of the things that go on in there. So our welding techniques program is a very popular program for us. There's also an apprenticeship for welding that students can take. But just to give you some background, we do have 20 welding booths. And for the most part, obviously with COVID, now we have to space things out a little bit, but we try to go with as much as possible to get close to a one-to-one student to welding booth setup. So you're getting tons of time, actual hands-on experience doing stick, MIG, TIG, all the different types of welding that you might find. That program, I mean, all of our programs have excellent program coordinators. I will say that, and I truly mean it. But that program in particular has a very high energy program coordinator who loves what she does. Her name's Nikki Noble, and she's a huge proponent for females getting into the skilled trades, obviously herself doing it. So if you have any questions for her, her email address is nikki.noble@lambtoncollege.ca. I'm sure she'll be more than happy to answer those for you. But now it looks like we've covered the majority of what I wanted to show you guys. I will be back, but what I'm going to do in the meantime is just flip to Brady, and he'll be able to take you guys, I believe he's just on the other end of the lower level here, through our Center of Excellence in Bioindustrial Technologies. Brady, take it away.
Awesome. Cool. We're back. Hey, so we're on the other side of the school. It's Brady again. Thanks for joining with us. If anybody's here that didn't start up with us, thanks for coming by. We're going to check out some of the stuff about the college you might be interested in and some of our awesome lab spaces. So I'm an enrollment advisor. I help students get the information that they need. And please, if you have any questions at all, let us know in the chat. We have moderators sitting there waiting for you to ask questions. I'm happy to answer them. So please let us know what you're thinking. Let us know comments. Let us know questions. Let us know your favorite color. Say something in chat so we know that you're enjoying it as much as I am today. So we're in our Center of Excellence in Energy in Bioindustrial Technologies. This is our new tech wing. It's home to some really unique programs that we do extremely well. Some of the best in the province, like instrumentation control engineering, technologist, industrial automation. That's well, instrumentation is the apprenticeship pathway that you're going after down that. We give you all 3 levels of your in-school apprenticeship inside this program, 2 amazing co-op opportunities, and it's focused on control engineering. It's an engineering aspect program, and you learn how to program robots, for example, inside of it too. So we're putting you at the forefront of the industrial revolution we know that has all been coming down the road, which involves a heavy robotic presence in manufacturing and different types of facilities out there. And we're putting you at the forefront of that through programs like instrumentation control engineering, industrial automation. This is our capstone room. I'm not going to pop in there because we're running a little bit short on time, but that's used by programs like chemical production power engineering technology, instrumentation control engineering. It's their last year capstone project room, chemical lab technologists, they'll use that as well. And it's ultimately a giant project space where they can go in and run projects for their entire last year and work on their capstone projects, which are important parts of our 3-year programs. So we're going to pop into our distillation tower here. Once I get in. Oh, I was just in here a second ago and it was working, I promise. Okay, I don't think it wants to let me in right now. Alrighty, well, we're gonna move on. But inside this room here, chemical production, power engineering, distillation tower room, it's actually probably a good thing we're not going in because I can hear an alarm going off and it's very, very loud. So you probably wouldn't be able to hear me in the air anyways. But if you look in the back corner, that's our distillation tower. It goes up quite a bit. It's about 2 stories tall. And that's a mock simulation of what we see around us in Chemical Valley, which is our distillation towers. And that's where they make product. They make fuels, they make different solvents, they make all sorts of different things. And it all happens inside of one of these distillation towers. And the cool thing is you're gonna learn how to operate it. You're also gonna get to see it in action. It's made out of clear acrylic. So you can see the sieves as they sieve out different types of products. You can see the boiler units as they boil up different types of products. And at the top, you might have butane, and at the bottom, you might have methane. I have no idea if that's true, but that's the type of stuff that's what you're gonna see happen inside that tower. It's really neat to see in action. And if you're in chemical production power engineering, you will get to see that happen. This is our electronics control lab. This is where our students learn how to make and sort out and master different types of electronic controls. As that's a heavy part of instrumentation control engineering, technology, industrial automation, heavy part of power distribution and control. Those are all amazing technology programs that we have to offer in this wonderful new facility. And this is our robotics lab. You can see, fun fact of the day, if you're listening, you're gonna find out right now that those are the same robots that put together KitchenAid mixers. Everybody's favorite stand mixer that goes on their kitchen island. They're put together by those guys right there. Not in this lab, but the same types of ones. It's our nanotechnology lab. This is our advanced process control research lab. These 2 spaces and the one at the end of the hall on the right there are used by our research department. We are number 3 in Canada for research, applied research. And I can tell you right away, applied research is at the forefront of most colleges' priority list. And to be able to say that we are number 3 in Canada, something we're really proud about. I may lose connection here, fair warning. I'm gonna join right back up with you if I do. But we're gonna go upstairs and check out some more technology labs. And like I said, if I apologize, or I do apologize if we lose connection, but we will get right back with you as soon as we regain it. So this is our process flow and controls lab. This is used by chemical production power engineering. This is so they can see the flow and the pipe work and the logistical network behind product creation in the chemical processing plant. So we're gonna move around the corner here. Normally there's lots of places for students to hang out and sit. With the pandemic, we've had to limit that, but I can promise you throughout these halls are lots and lots of cool places to sit and hang out and do homework. On our environmental water, wastewater simulation lab space, it's our clean water facility. So this is where students in environmental water, wastewater operations management program, this is where they get to learn how to create clean water for cities and communities and how cities make the tap water that we can drink every day. It's the same type of unit that you're gonna find in there. And coming up on our boiler unit. Let's see if I can get in here. All right, that one worked. All right, so this is our boiler control lab, and this is our boiler units. So this produces power for half of our school. It's a really important aspect for chemical production power engineering technology. The work is in the name inside these programs, and these students learn to create power. They're power engineers. In the chemical production power engineer program, you're gonna gain your 4th class power engineer certificate. In the power engineer technology program, you're gonna gain your 2nd class in the end of your 3rd year. So 2nd class is the highest level of education you can get in this field from college. And the cool thing is with this lab space, it's very unique. We can offer that right on campus, certified by the TSSA, the Safety Standards Authority Council that looks after certification for these trades. Lots and lots of stuff going on. I wish I knew how it all worked. I don't, but I know it's really cool. Oh, going the wrong way. Our millwright students also use that lab space so they can practice maintenance, installation, all the things that come along with that machinery, is making sure it's operating properly. That's where our millwright students step in and really, really shine and are able to learn how an operating boiler unit works, because it's operating, it's running part of our school. That's something super unique to us. Cool, so we're coming up on our instrument and valve calibration lab. technical name. I do know it's used by chemical production power engineering, instrumentation control engineering, chemical lab technologist, CTech, also power distribution and control technician. I think I mentioned that one, I can't remember. But they use this type of space in order to calibrate the different machineries that are used to ensure that we're creating product in a safe and efficient manner. And we're coming up on the advanced materials testing lab, as well as our process simulator lab. So 2 lab spaces here. This one on my left-hand side, the advanced materials testing lab, is used by a research department. Like I said, we're number 3 in Canada. Super proud about that. That is no small feat for research. As a student, for those listening right now, that's an amazing opportunity for you to take part in research projects that you're just not going to get a chance to anywhere else. We brought in over $14 million worth of funding last year, hired over almost 300 students into research, and students do the research that we need on campus. And over here, we have our process simulator lab. May look like a computer lab, but it's really neat. The teacher can ultimately load a plant onto these computers and then put you into doomsday scenarios. What happens if a boiler unit blows up? How are you as the process operator going to ensure that a person can come in and safely operate or safely repair that unit? So that's what happens in there. So I think at this point, I know if I go through that hallway, I'm going to lose connection. But at this point, we are going to toss it over to Logan, and we're going to continue on.
Thanks so much, Brady. I appreciate that. And I believe we're getting right near the end of our tour, guys. So if you're still hanging around with us, we greatly, greatly appreciate that. Hopefully you've found some value from this tour. But in front of me right now, what I want to touch on is our Accessibility Center. So our Accessibility Center is essentially the one-stop spot on campus for if you have a disability and you need accommodations. This is essentially where you're going to go to receive those accommodations. So certain things might include needing a little extra time to write a test or an exam. You know, if you need a little bit of extra help from a counselor or a learning strategist, they're there for you. There's quite a few different aids available to students that are, you know, obviously dealing with a disability to help them succeed as a student on campus. So keep in mind that that's where you're going to go. And they do drop-ins if you just wanted to drop in there and book an appointment. Otherwise, right now, it's probably better off if you email them. I don't know if you can see the email address there, but it's just accessibilitycenter@lambtoncollege.ca. If you are looking towards September 2021 for a program and you're just curious if they can accommodate you. Up there, you'll see Brady walking with authority. So he's obviously wrapping up there and headed to the library to show you guys that next. But before we get there, what I wanted to talk to you guys about is up here on the right side. So that's the Office of the Registrar. Now they have a really cool system in place on our left here. Right now, due to health concerns, it's unavailable, but essentially our registrar's office is responsible for anything from financial aid to admissions, all the way to graduation. So you're actually provided with an enrollment services professional, basically designated toward your program for when you're starting up at the college. And you're gonna have that enrollment services professional pretty much throughout your whole Lambton College career. So they're the ones you go to if, let's say, you need to add a course or drop a course. If you needed to pay your tuition or your tuition deposit, that's going to go through the registrar's office as well. If you have questions about financial aid, whether that be OSAP, bursaries, scholarships, they're the ones to answer all of those questions for you. So keep that in mind. As I mentioned, they do offer a queue list system. Right now, you can't do it in person, but it is available through the Lambton College website. So I believe it's just lambtoncollege.ca/QList, if I'm not mistaken. And that's where you'll be able to book an appointment to speak with one of our enrollment services professionals. I won't pop too far down this hallway here, but on the right side, hopefully you guys can see the sign up top there that says IT Service Desk. Those are going to be the guys and gals that help you with solving all of your IT problems that come with, you know, being a student. Especially as we move toward kind of a more of a virtual learning environment. Curious to see, you know, obviously right now with everything being online, once we actually, but are adapting very well thus far. They are enjoying it. And then just on the right side here, what I wanted to touch on is our counseling office. So I don't know if you guys can see all the way down there. I'll walk you there. And if you have any questions, again, we're just getting toward the last couple of minutes of the tour, so make sure you guys get those in as we speak. But this is our counseling and wellness center on the right side. They do offer drop-in hours. They also offer appointments that you can book with the front, giving them a call or an email. So if you're looking for the drop-in hours, those are available right there. As of right now, though, it is just obviously remote appointments, whether that be through Microsoft Teams, a video chat, or over the phone. But we have 3 academic advisors or guidance counselors that are here to obviously help you with anything from, you know, if you're struggling with a course, all the way to adjusting to Lambton life at college, especially if you're living away from home. I know sometimes that can be hard on people's mental health, so that's something to keep in mind. We also have a full-time nurse on campus. So if you were ever having any, you know, struggles with an illness, let's say you're living in residence and you're feeling a little bit sick, feel free to pop over here and our campus nurse will be able to help you. His name's Francis, super friendly guy. Nothing to be afraid of there. And then this takes us to the front entrance of the college. So obviously things are changing a lot out there. We've actually been undertaking a huge new landscaping project. So the campus is absolutely beautiful for when you guys actually do have a chance to get back over to Lambton. Hopefully by September 2021, we are keeping our fingers crossed. But then you're going to enter through those doors and that'll take you right to our kind of our front desk, where if you do have questions about, let's say, finding a class or getting a hold of someone, we should be able to point you in the right direction there. I'm going to pop into our library resource center right now. And I think I should see Brady in here, if I'm not mistaken. There he is. And as I said, guys, just the last couple of minutes of the tour. So keep in mind, you can keep asking your questions. We've actually extended our live chat hours through our Lambton College website to 3 p.m. So you guys should have a little bit extra time there if you are looking to get some last minute questions in. Brady and I will probably pop on there as well once we finish up this tour. But yeah, guys, it's another great spot on campus. Brady, I don't know if you want to give a little overview of the library and then we could probably sign off here.
All right, welcome back again. So Logan's with me. We're both in the library, and this is the study hub of the school. This is where you're going to spend quite a bit of time as a future student. It looks a little strange right now with the pandemic and things. We have things moved around because we've loaned out a lot of our computers and a lot of our laptops that would normally be in this room. But you have access to quite a few resources here. One is at this front desk, all the help with technology needs that you might have, whether it's audio, visual, computer. They can help you get connected with devices that can help you be as successful as possible as a future student. You also have a lot of computers inside the room, normally when there's no pandemic, for you to hop on at any point during your studies 24 hours a day in order to get those studies done that you might be after. And the cool thing with all the computer networks in the school is they all share the same drive. So you can hop on a computer in here, run across campus, go to the computer area in the residence and pull up your homework right where you left off. They all talk to each other. They all share information. So it's a really neat way for you to kind of start and stop wherever you like. We also have multiple computer labs on campus for you to use. The front desk here will rent out textbooks as they have them. They don't have every single one, so make sure to check with them if they have the one that you're interested in before committing to renting it for your studies. But that is an option at the front desk here. There's lots of student resources as far as research tools go. You get access to all of that, but all that takes place in our lovely library here. You also get $10 on your print account per semester. So when it comes to printing off those slides and all the assignments you might be interested in printing off, you can certainly do that. It's included on your print account and it'll fly out of one of the printers inside the library here. But that's been a long tour. Hopefully it wasn't an informative one. And I think Logan and I are going to sign off here. If you have any questions, let us know. But please connect with us. There's so many different ways you can do so. You can connect with us through email, info@lambtoncollege.ca. You can text us 1-844-LAMPTON. That's a brand new way that you can get a hold of us. You can call us at that same number, or you can call 519-541-2403. Voicemails get delivered to us immediately, so don't be afraid to leave a voicemail. We will get an email copy of that. But text us, call us, email us. Tons of ways to get connected. If you didn't get to take advantage of the free application drive today, make sure to connect with us and we'll still be able to help you out with that. If you didn't get a chance to enter the tuition draw, hopefully it's still live. You can probably check that out on our website right now. But thank you so much for hanging out with us.
Yeah, thank you guys. I also just wanted to mention, you know, a lot of students will say, we don't know how to get hold of this program coordinator to ask about this. We don't know how to get hold of the registrar. Any questions that are just, you know, you need some general direction, feel free to hop on our live chat or any of the other mediums Brady had mentioned a moment ago, and we'll be able to point you in the right direction. We're more than happy to do that for you. We don't want there to be kind of any barriers or any confusion at all. So we're going to do our very best to make sure you guys have all the information you need to have you ready for September 2021.
Awesome. Speaking of which, you mentioned mediums. I forgot to mention live chat. It's on our website. It's live all the time. So make sure to log on to lambtoncollege.ca if you want to have a quick conversation with us. 9 to 6 Monday through Thursday, 9 to 3 on Friday. I monitor it. Logan monitors it. You can make appointments with us. There's a ton of ways to get connected. So you got questions, you know where to find us. There's a lot of different ways you can do that. Anyways, thanks so much for hanging out with us, guys. We're going to end it here. Thank you so much. And I hopefully will get a chance to talk with you in the future. All right.
Bye.
See ya.
Lambton College, change everything.
It was epic.